Good afternoon, honorable judges, supervisors, teachers, and all my dear friends. I am Sapriyansh. I am from 7th and today we are going to talk about phases of moon and tides. We will be discussing briefly about it. We hope you find our presentation both informative and engaging. So let us start with moon.
That side.
Mode of moon. So let us start with the moon. The moon is Earth's only natural satellite, a large rocky body that orbits our planet and shines by reflecting sunlight. And its gravitational pull is strong enough to pull on the Earth's ocean, which causes tides. We see it as a round disk, but it also appears in different shapes like crescent, and a full moon occurs once a month. Like Earth, the moon has distinct layers, including the crust, mantle, and a core. The layer called crust is made up of rock and covered in a layer of dust and broken rocks from meteorite impacts known as regolith. Beneath the crust is the mantle, a small solid ball of iron surrounded by liquid outer layer. So let us start with the phases of moon. Phases of moon are the different ways the moon sees from the earth as we see the amount of sunlit portion as it orbits our planet. Starting with the new moon, when it is not visible, the illuminated portion appears to grow one each night with a waning phase becoming a half circle at the first quarter and a full circle at the full moon. After the full moon, the light appears to shrink in a waning phase, becoming gibbous and large quarter before becoming a silver and returning to the new moon. Cause the moon does not produce its own light; it reflects sunlight. Its apparent shape changes because it orbits our planet. The angle from which we see the sunlit side changes. The full cycle of phases of moon called the lunar cycle takes time about 29.5 days to complete. Now I will call my friend Ashwini for further speech.
Go that side.
Go
That
there
side,
and explain the
go that
slide is
side.
there.
Now, I would like to explain about solar and lunar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the sun and earth, casting a shadow on the earth and obscuring the sun. In contrast, lunar eclipse occurs when the earth passes between the moon and sun, casting a shadow on the moon. A solar eclipse occurs during day at a full moon, and lunar eclipse occurs during night at a new moon. The types of lunar eclipse are total, partial, and penumbral. Total, when the moon totally enters the Earth's outer inner layer called penumbra, giving it a reddish blood moon appearance. Partial, when the moon enters the umbra slightly, giving it a dimmer look. Penumbral, when the moon passes through the Earth's outer penumbral layer, it is called the penumbral lunar eclipse. Now, the types of solar eclipse are total, partial, and annular. Total, when the moon blocks the sun's face, only the bright circle of the earth becomes visible, called corona. Now, partial, when the moon is not aligned properly and only a portion of the sun is taken out, as the light has been taken out of it. Annular, when the moon is not properly aligned but its surface has been blocked and only leaving a fiery ring visible. Hybrid, it is a special type of eclipse that total and lunar eclipse along its path during its different phases. Now, weekend light. We can buy lunar eclipse with naked eyes, binoculars, and a telescope. No special protective gears like eclipse glasses is needed, unlike a solar eclipse, because here the moon is only reflecting the sunlight, and it is thousands of times dimmer than the direct sunlight. But in solar eclipse, we need special protective eye protections like solar eclipse glasses that meet the international standard 123, 122. We should not use sunglasses and homemade filters to wipe solar eclipse. Now I would like to call Divya for the further explanation.
Between 2025 and 2026, there will be many solar and lunar eclipses on September 7, 2025, and lunar eclipse on September 7, 2025, and solar eclipse on August 17, 2026. There will be achievements and partial solar eclipse on September 12, 2026. There will be solar eclipse on February 12, 2026. Now I will call my friend Slope for further speech.
Good afternoon, one and all. Now I will explain you about tides. Tides are the regular rise and fall of the ocean water caused primarily by the gravitational pull of the moon. The moon's gravity creates a bulge in the ocean on the side of Earth closest to it and another bulge on the opposite side. As the Earth rotates, different areas pass through these bulges, resulting in a cycle of high and low tides. The sun also affects the tides, but to a lesser degree than the moon. High tide is when the sea reaches its highest level, coming furthest up the shoreline, while the low tide is when the sea recedes to its lowest level, exposing more of the beach. High tide results from the combined gravitational pull of the moon and sun, while the low tides occur in the areas between the two bulges of high water created by this pull. Tidal range is simply the difference in height between the two bulges created by the moon. Tidal range is simply the difference in height between high tide and low tide. This change in water level is caused mainly due to the gravitational pull of the moon and sun. Tidal range varies depending on the coastline shape, moon's phase. Three main types of tidal ranges. There are three main types of tidal ranges. Based on their magnitude, tidal ranges are categorized into three main types. Micro tidal range. A small tidal range of less than 2 meters, 6.6 feet. This is found in certain seas such as Mediterranean and Caribbean Sea. Mesotidal, a moderate tidal range measuring between 2 or 4 meters, 6.6 feet or 13.1 feet. Macrotidal, a large tidal range of more than 4 meters, 16.1, 13.1 feet. Bay of Fundy in Canada is famous for having the largest macrotidal range, which can reach up to 16 meters, 53 feet. Now I would like to call my friend Angita for further speech.
So, as my friend has explained about tides, I will explain you about its types. Types of tides based on height: spring tides and neap tides. Spring tides occurs when the sun, moon, and earth are aligned in a straight line, means whether there is a full moon or a new moon. The combined gravitational forces of the sun and moon creates a strong pull on the earth ocean, resulting in larger than normal tidal range, like very high tides or very low tides. Neap tides, about 7 days after spring tides, during the moon's first and third quarter phases, the neap tide occurs. In this position, when the sun and moon are at 90-degree angle to each other relative to the sun. In this position, their gravitational forces partially cancels each other out, resulting in smaller than normal tidal range, means higher low tides and lower high tides. So, do you know tides are also categorized into frequency based on how often high tide and low tide occur in a day? Let me show you. It has three main types: semidiurnal, diurnal, and mixed tides. These frequency patterns are the complex interactions between the gravitational forces of the sun and moon, Earth's rotation, and the shape of ocean basins. So, let me explain its types in detail. Semidiurnal tide. It is the most common pattern, having two high tide and two low tide each day and of same heights. Here you can see this is a graph showing the semi-lunar tide. This line shows the tide, this blue line shows the tide. So this two upper you can see the high tide, and it is the same side, and lower it is the low tide, which is also of same tide. Diurnal tide. It is occur only when there is one high tide and one low tide there each day. Here is the line showing the tide, and it has only one high tide and one low tide. Mixed tides. It also has two high tide and two low tides, but it is of different heights. Here there are two high tides, but they are of different heights, and two low tides and of different heights. So these were the types of tides. But do you know how are tides measured? Let me say you. Tides are measured by different instruments like tide gauge. Tide gauge is an instrument. Tide gauge is an instrument used for measuring the change in sea level. It is related to a vertical datum. It can be also known as marograph, or sea level recorder. When it is applied to freshwater or continental water bodies, this can be also known as lineameter. Here is the following picture showing that how a tide gauge looks. Now, this was the machine used nowadays to measure tides. Let me show how do people used to measure tides in the past. There were no machines in the past, so in the past people used to measure tides by observing and marking the sea level by using simple manual tools like tide stacks, spinning wheels, and float gauges. Mariners also use simple method like throwing log attached to rope in the sea and overboard gauge currents, making notes in log books to predict tides and currents based on celestial observations. But afterwards, more accurate instruments were invented. Now I would like to call my friend Arjun.
Now I will explain to you about tidometric machine. The term tidometric most refers to a class of model that demonstrates how tides are caused by the gravitational pull of the sun. There are two tides in each day. Do you know tides can change their heights and on the faces of the moon? Now I will call my friend Ankita for further speech.
So, as my friend told that it was a school teaching machine, but was it so? No, it was a machine used in the past. These were complex analog computers built in the late 19th and early 20th century for calculating the tide predictions for ports around the world. They used intricate systems of chains, pulleys, and gears for calculating the tides, and these were essential for maritime navigations and military operations, including the D-Day landings. These computers were replaced by digital computers in the 1960s. So, in conclusion, this tidometric machine shows that how the combined and opposing gravitational pull of the sun and moon creates bulges of water on the Earth's ocean, resulting in regular rhythm of the high tide and low tide. Now we would like to explain our models.
Now I will explain you the model of structure of the moon. As you can see, this is the inner core. It is solid and its diameter is 240 kilometer. This is outer core and it is made of liquid. It is of 330 kilometer. This layer is known as partial melt. It is of 480 kilometer. This layer is known as mantle, 1685 kilometer. And this layer is known as crust, 1737 kilometer. Here is a model of phases of moon. This is the launch we took as a sun. This is full moon. This is first quarter. This is waxing gibbous. This is waxing crescent. This is new moon. This is waning gibbous. This is waning crescent. This is last quarter, and this is waning gibbous. And this is
I will explain the model of spring tides and neap tides. So this represents the sun, this represents the earth, and this represents the moon. So I will explain you first neap tides. Here you can see that the moon and sun are
The moon, earth and sun are at 90-degree angle to each other, while this is the first quarter phase, and same in the third quarter phase also they form a 90-degree angle, which creates neap tides. And in spring tides, this is the new moon, and if you will see that they are aligned in a straight line, and in the full moon also, sun, earth and moon are aligned in a straight line, which cause in these spring tides.
Now I would like to explain in my order about solar and lunar eclipse. It is solar eclipse. When the moon casts shadow on the earth, it is the new moon. And when the earth casts shadow on the moon, it is full moon.
Thank you.
Thank you.